jeans, a shirt, and shiny dress shoes. Actually, this isn't my usual style, but I had to attend a seminar today, so I had no choice. The seminar concluded with a wish, and everyone quickly left the hotel. I, on the other hand, walked slowly, lost in thought, wondering why these adults still rush around like children. Well, never mind. I calmly stepped out of the room and took the stairs, ignoring the crowded elevator. From the 7th floor, I slowly descended to the 4th floor, my mind still occupied with the IT topics from the seminar. Reaching the 3rd floor, I realized it was starting to rain lightly, probably why everyone was in such a hurry to leave. By the time I reached the ground floor, the rain was heavier. The last ones to leave the hotel were those with cars waiting for them, not bothered by the weather. Sigh. What should I do now? I'm not usually bothered by rain, but I had my laptop with me. What if it gets damaged? As the rain passed by, so I decided to wait in the lobby, casually chatting with the receptionists to kill time. Today, dressed so maturely with my 2-diopter glasses, all the receptionists called me sir, even though I know they're at least 2 or 3 years older than me. Well, if they show respect, I'll reciprocate. I'll just go along with it. After greetings, I learned that the nearest receptionist, Nhan, was 19 years old, and then we started chatting.
Where are you from? Your accent doesn't sound like Californian to me.
How did you know? I'm from Utah.
I just bluffing myself. I
guessed. You must have been working here for a year now, right? Since she's only 19.
Yes, I didn't go to university after graduating, found a connection, and got the job here.
Of course I'm jokingly.
Earning millions per month, huh?
She laughed and replied, That's quite high.
Just kidding, sir. I only make $5,000 a month.
That's pretty good. I only make $3,000 a month.
Oh, I thought you were still a student. You've started working?
Yes, well, I'm still a student. The $3,000 is sent by my mom.
She laughed like crazily, hand over her mouth.
You're really funny. Can I have your phone number?
I am confused. What does being funny have to do with my phone number?
Here you are, 16587.22.112.
I'll give you a missed call right now.
What? You can use the phone during work?
Yes, like everyone does.
Silence for 2 minutes, then she starts sharing.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No, my mom forbids dating. I'm still 100% single.
Really? I thought you could date me. I can introduce you to some pretty girls who work here.
Shocked, what's going on?
I was just joking. With someone as pretty as you, why would you need introductions?
You're joking again.
Actually, I was serious.
I'm serious. You must be the prettiest girl in Utah.
Thank you. But would you believe me if I said I've never dated anyone?
Something's fishy. Why does she keep bringing this up?
Well, that's hard to believe, but I'll try.
Looking straight into my eyes, slightly sad.
I don't believe love will come to someone like me.
Why do you say that? You're pretty, have a stable job, and you're very charming and approachable.
Thank you. I have to be like this because of my job. I'm usually quite reserved.
I thought to myself, what's her angle? She's been talking non-stop, but now she claims to be reserved. Weird. Well, whatever she likes, I'll play along. It's still raining, and I'm free anyway. Another 2 minutes of silence. The atmosphere turned somber, so I tried to lighten it with a joke.
If you don't have a boyfriend, then I must be a monk.
Not laughing, looking sad.
Never mind, it's nothing. I know no one believes me.
It's true, she's too pretty to be single, working in such a busy place.
All right, I was just joking. I like to joke around. Is there something bothering you? Can you tell me?
Her face looked really sad.
There's nothing wrong.
Then a foreigner came over. She apologized to me and went to talk with him. I realized her English skills were amazing. Wow, such talent. Afterwards, she helped the foreigner check in and took him to the elevator. It was still raining, and I sat there lost in thought, listening to the raindrops. Suddenly, I felt a tap on my shoulder and instinctively turned around, only to be playfully poked in the cheek by a delicate finger.
Looking up?
Just you scared me.
Hi, sorry about that.
Where's the foreigner?
He's in his room now.
I'm wondering why she's so informal.
All right,
Why are you still sitting here?
guess I'll leave then.
Okay,
Are you trying to get rid of me? Just 35 minutes ago, I was sitting on the 7th floor of your hotel.
hi, just kidding. I knew you were here avoiding the rain.
I'm embarrassed.
Not really. I just came here because there's Wi-Fi. I was about to start working on my laptop.
Have you started working yet?
You're smart enough, and your eyes are good enough to see and realize that.
You're so sharp.
Oh no, what did I just say? Actually, no one does.
Yeah, everyone says that. But why do you seem so interested in me?
You're a customer after all.
But it seems like more than just customer service.
Maybe because you're handsome.
I shocked. Is this how Utah girls are? Scary.
Oh, thanks. But if it's just for that, your concern seems a bit much.
She frowning like a child.
Come on.
Smiling.
What?
She looked quite proud then.
All right, I like you.
I turned pale, totally speechless. She laughed crazily, not forgetting to cover her mouth with one hand and hold her stomach with the other. My face wasn't pale anymore, it was red, totally embarrassed. What boldness, scary Utah girls. Still laughing, then she said,
Why are you blushing like that?
"This is the lamest excuse I've ever made.
Oh, I'm allergic to the rain.
She laughed even more, feeling embarrassed and annoyed.
Why do you keep laughing?
She continued to laugh. I was about to stand up and leave when she quickly came in front of me, still laughing, and said, "It's still raining, you know. If you go out now, you'll turn into the sun." I knew she was teasing me. Oh, the shame! I went on anyway. Lord, why doesn't she move out of the way? Her chest bumped into me. I was so startled that I sat back down and couldn't help but say.
I'm sorry.
She laughed and replied,
It's okay, sir. It's still raining. Stay and talk with me.
She seemed so strange. Just a moment ago she was frowning, and now she's being sweet. I sat there silently, not saying a word. She asked me to move in closer, and I was taken aback, asking,
You're gonna sit next to me?
Ignoring my question, she sat down right beside me, making me shift further in. I didn't know what to make of her intentions anymore. She seemed a bit too forward for my taste. I tried to divert her attention by pulling out my laptop and placing it on the table, starting it up. She watched me closely, every move and gesture. Just as I was about to ask,
Why are you staring at me like that?
she gently pulled my laptop towards her and opened a file named HIV/AIDS, a collection of everything I had gathered and researched about this century's disease. She smiled warmly at me and said,
I knew it. From the moment I saw you, I knew there was something about you that I could trust.
Now I was really confused. Was she actually interested in me? Hesitantly, I asked.
Really? You like me for real?
She smiled shyly and said,
Would it be okay if I did?
I was at a loss for words, praying for the rain to stop quickly. Again, I felt a bit flustered, and sensing this, she quickly said,
What's wrong? Don't you like me?
It's not that, but I stammered.
What is it?
What do you think love is? We've known each other for less than an hour.
She smiled sadly and replied,
Yes, I know. Are you a medical student?
No.
Then why do you have documents about HIV/AIDS in your laptop?
Bluffing again. Bluffing again.
I'm researching the disease, a major issue of our time, trying to win the Nobel Prize in Medicine next year.
Why do I feel like you're doing it for some other reason?
I was surprised.
Why do you think that? What other reason could there be?
She looked at me and said,
I don't know, but I feel like you're not doing it for personal gain.
I found myself laughing.
Are you a fortune teller? Whatever I do, I always put money first, you know.
Just assume it's so. But in my opinion, if it's for money, you should choose something else to do, not this. An IT student researching HIV/AIDS and even hoping for a Nobel Prize. Don't you think what you're doing is obvious enough for an uneducated person like me to see your real purpose?
I sat there, eyes wide, looking at her.
First of all, if being uneducated means being as sharp as you, I would want to be uneducated too. Second, since you're perceptive enough to notice that, why don't you spell out what my real purpose is?
She laughed. I want to give you two things back. First, it seems you've started admitting you're doing it for another purpose. Second, I think you're studying for a higher cause. You don't have to say it, but either way, I'm really happy. Now, I was genuinely curious about her.
Yes, you're right, but I think there's one point you're missing, and I think someone as perceptive as you should realize it, right?
Go on, tell me.
From the moment I stepped in and started talking to you guys, you must have noticed how I spoke. I think I'm just a regular guy, and even quite frivolous, not as noble as you think.
You don't seem to understand girls, do you?
How did she hit the nail on the head? That's exactly me.
Yeah.
Look into my eyes, I'll share a secret with you.
At this point, I thought she was going to say, I love you, or something similar.
Okay.
But you have to promise me.
Promise what?
Just kidding. You don't have to promise me anything.
I was also curious. It seemed important. You could tell by her face.
All right, go ahead.
She looked serious, her eyes locked onto mine, both pairs of eyes staring at each other for a minute, as if she was pondering something. And then those lovely lips spoke.
If it's too hard to say, write it in a Word document on my laptop. If you don't want to say it anymore, that's okay too.
She leaned her cheek close to mine. I was a bit startled, not knowing what she was doing. Turns out she was going to whisper to me.
I
was stunned. My heart seemed to stop for a few seconds, then started pounding as if trying to leap out of my chest. Now I understood why she was so interested in that particular file on my laptop, and I also understood why she thought of me and had such special feelings for me. I was a bit puzzled. It seemed like the word coincidence was making me an unwitting character in a sad story. The silence lingered until she stood up and left. What should I do? I'm sure she had placed a lot of hope in telling me that, but what could I do? I didn't know what to say to her. I didn't know how to react if her feelings for me were real, and I didn't know what to do next. Just one sentence. Why did she choose me to reveal such a secret? She meets hundreds of guests every day. Why me? Then I tried to look up and see where she was. She was nowhere in sight. I quickly closed my laptop, put it in my bag, and ran outside. There she was, in her red dress, catching raindrops with her tiny hands. I quietly stood beside her, and at that moment, she looked extraordinarily beautiful. Clear smile.
thought you had already left.
I casually replied,
Yeah, I was about to.
I was just kidding. I knew you wouldn't leave.
Really? You talk as if you know me very well.
That's right. You understand me, don't you?
why did I even ask that? Why did I even ask that?
Let's drop it. But the thing you just told me, is it true?
You can think whatever you want. I never lie to anyone when I first meet them.
But isn't that something you can't just tell someone you've just met?
I don't know. Oh, can I ask you for something?
What is it?
Hug me once.
It's not that I'm afraid or reluctant, but I can't do that, I'm sorry.
She looked a bit sad but still smiled.
Let's be friends then.
Okay,
I bet you have many questions for me, right? Let's go for a walk after my shift ends.
okay.
I don't know where I found the courage to agree then, with no car and not much money left.
Then wait inside, my shift is almost over.
It felt like we were a couple in love, but I'm even younger than her. I waited for about 30 minutes, lost in thought. She came back, tapped my shoulder, and did the familiar gesture, poking my cheek with her finger as I turned around.
Let's go.
I was surprised she had changed her clothes. T-shirt, short jeans, such a youthful style. My eyes were drawn to her chest, where there was some writing I couldn't quite decipher.
Where are we going?
Just for a walk, where else?
But it's raining.
I love the rain.
But I have my laptop.
Give it to me.
Oh no, my most valuable possession, and she treats it like a piece of candy.
Huh? Give it to you?
Are you afraid of losing it?
No, here. But where are you taking it?
I'll keep it in my locker.
Okay, here you go.
A couple of minutes later, she came back with an umbrella.
You only have one umbrella.
Yes.
But I think it's a bit small.
Then let's not use the umbrella anymore.
Oh my, I only have one set of clothes. I thought to myself, my friend lives all the way in Palo Alto. My friend lives all the way in Palo Alto.
Oh no, with this rain, how will I make it back to Stanford tonight?
I knew that HIV/AIDS patients have weak immune systems. I knew that HIV/AIDS patients have weak immune systems.
Let's take the umbrella. Don't get sick.
Okay, hi.
We stepped out of the hotel. Sigh, it's raining, but the streets are still so crowded. Typical San Francisco. Holding the umbrella awkwardly and walking quickly, Me starts the conversation.
So aren't you going to say anything to me?
Say what?
Anything. You're the one who invited me to walk with you.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Seriously, why ask that out of the blue?
I guess not.
Why did I respond like that? Indeed, at that moment, I didn't have one.
Why guess?
I'm a joker. Just assume I don't. And don't mind the extra details I throw in.
Let's go eat something.
Oh no, less than 500K left in my wallet. How will I manage the trip back to Tuyet and then to Haiphong?
Are you hungry already?
No, I'm not hungry yet.
Then why suggest eating?
Then why?
She interrupted.
I want us to be a couple, just for tonight.
What kind of monkey business is this? Mixed feelings at the moment, happy to meet a new friend, sad about running out of money, and worried if she might expect me to act like a husband.
What? What are you saying?
Come on, let's go. It's getting too wet out here. I feel bad for you.
We continued walking, and I was really taken aback. Well, it's getting late. It seems I won't make it back to Tuyet tonight. We arrived at a street-side food stall, and she pulled me in. Thank goodness I thought she was taking me to a fancy restaurant, and I would be doomed.
What will you eat?
Huh? I'll have whatever you're having.
2 bowls of snail noodle soup, please.
Oh no, I hate snail noodle soup. It's like chewing on gravel. She sat close to me to avoid the rain. At the end of the stall, some guys kept looking at her legs. I didn't understand why, but I stood up and said, "Let's switch places."
Why?
Just sit inside to avoid the rain.
I'm not getting wet here, am I?
Why do you always have to argue with me? I don't like you sitting here, okay?
She complied and we switched places. As we ate, the rain continued its relentless patter outside. The atmosphere was a mix of the mundane and the surreal, with the hum of the city around us and the knowledge of her revelation hanging in the air. I spoke a bit loudly, causing the young guys at the end of the stall to burst into laughter. One of them deliberately spoke up, "Man, you've annoyed that guy. Just eat, will you? Always staring when you see a girl." She quietly changed places with me without saying a word.
Go ahead and eat. Stop looking at them.
Okay, let me treat you.
Yeah, go ahead and eat.
Why are we so natural with each other now, not awkward like before?
The snail noodle soup here doesn't have tiny snails. Last time I ate at a stall on Tai Thin Street, it was full of them. Scary, really.
She said it while eating, looking so funny. She said it while eating, looking so funny.
This is Mexican snails.
Huh?
Mexican snails, without tiny snails.
Huh?
Mexican snails, do you get it now?
Huh?
Never mind, I'll eat.
Huh?
I was just teasing her.
Are you teasing me?
Me laughing. Why did you say you weren't hungry?
Not eating would be a waste, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so eat quickly and then eat mine too.
No way, you eat your portion.
But I'm not hungry.
But you've eaten a few bites already. Am I supposed to eat your leftovers?
Then just leave it. I'm not forcing you to eat.
Okay, I'll eat it then.
I first thought she was joking, but she really did eat it. After she finished, I ran to pay first, but she ran ahead of me and blocked my way. Once again, her chest bumped into me, making me blush.
What are you doing?
I'll pay.
You're funny, aren't you?
Even students have their pride.
Are you looking down on me?
You said it, not me.
Oh no, why did I pick a 20K note? Oh no, why did I pick a 20K note?
Hey, I'm paying. I pulled out a 20,000 dong note from my pocket.
The stall owner said, 30,000 dong, young man. She quickly pulled out a 50K note from her bag and handed it to the owner before I could. I felt embarrassed. We left the stall.
Where to now?
Up to you.
Don't you have to go home? Your parents will worry.
Hey, didn't I tell you? We are a couple for tonight.
I'm sorry, but it's raining like this.
Let's play in the rain.
But
She made a pouting face that looked pitiful. She made a pouting face that looked pitiful.
Come on.
okay, fine. Let's find somewhere to sit and talk.
Just a bit in the rain.
I lied. Anyone who knows me well knows I love the rain. I lied. Anyone who knows me well knows I love the rain.
I hate the rain. It always makes me late.
Her face looked sad and disappointed. Her face looked sad and disappointed.
Well, I love the rain.
Okay, let's play in the rain.
It was quite dark by then. I thought, well, let's get wet. She tiptoed and kissed my cheek in front of everyone. She tiptoed and kissed my cheek in front of everyone.
I love you.
My face turned bright red. I tried to hide it by walking quickly out of the light.
Wait, let me take off my shoes.
She quickly took off her shoes and ran after me, her face beaming. Hold my shoes, big guy. Hurry up, please. What? I have to hold her shoes? She shouted loudly.
Hurry up.
Okay, hand them here. Why are you shouting? People are looking.
All guys are the same. You have to hit their pride to get them to do anything.
You're a bit mistaken there.
Me shouting louder than before.
Here, take them.
She ran ahead, leaving me behind, one hand holding the shoes and the other clutching the folded umbrella. I ran after her to catch up. What do you want now?
What do I want? What do you want?
I laughed and said,
You're really something.
So are you.
I fell silent and walked ahead quickly.
Aren't you happy?
Do you think we are in Seoul and we're actors or something?
That's a good line. Where did you learn that?
Let's not talk anymore. Where's your house? I'll call a taxi or a motorbike for you.
I won't tell.
If you won't tell, then I'm leaving. You're on your own.
Go then, leave me alone.
Here, take your shoes and umbrella.
I started walking quickly in the opposite direction, towards the bus station at GLM. 1 step, 2 steps, then many steps. Oh no, my poor laptop, I forgot it's still with her. Turning back would be embarrassing, but continuing meant losing my laptop. Gathering all my courage, I prepared to turn back. 1, 2. I turned around. Oh, she's also turning around to look at me. Her shouting loudly.
I knew you would come back.
Me shouting back.
Because you still have my laptop.
Her shouting gain.
What that?
Me kept shouting.
What do you mean, what?
She shout back.
I've fallen in love with you.
I fell silent, about to turn away, thinking to just let go of my dear laptop. I sighed and then kept walking. Still with her shouting voice.
You despise me, right? You despise me because I have that disease, right? You're terrible.
I kept walking, ignoring what she said. Her still shouting.
Answer me, just one word will do.
At that moment, I truly didn't know what I was thinking anymore. How could I fall for someone with HIV? This all happened too quickly, too suddenly, and it seemed like we were both just infatuated in the midst of a summer rain shower. Me still walking but shouting.
I'm sorry if I turn back. I won't be able to.
I admit I'm a bit of a romantic, always swayed by cute girls, but not all of them do I like, love, or flirt with. I believe in fate, so I never actively seek out love. But at that moment, I felt a stirring for a girl who briefly crossed my path. I kept walking as the rain drowned out our voices. Why isn't she saying anything? Is she okay? Who will take her home? Could she faint? Is she desperate? With each step, a myriad of questions flooded my mind. Then I turned back. Only trees remained, and she was no longer standing there. I hurried back to where she and I had stood. Panicked. I looked around. I shouted,
Yen.
Once, twice, then 4 or 5 times. Still no sight of her. Disappointed for not finding her, disappointed in myself, I sat down on the curb, letting the rain pour over me. A tap on the shoulder, I quickly turned around. It was her familiar index finger poking my cheek. I knew it was her. We both stood up. I yelled.
Where did you go?
I was behind that tree the whole time. You just didn't notice. Why did you come back? You love me, right?
Thinking how my luck had led me to this ironic situation. So many pretty girls I didn't fall for. And now I fall for a girl I barely know, and who says she has HIV. I remained silent.
I know. I love Korean dramas, and I always believed one day it would happen to me too.
All I could say was, She grabbed my hand and pulled me along in the direction she had chosen. She was cheerful and laughing happily, tears mingling with the raindrops on her cheeks. I realized she was crying. I was dumbfounded, not knowing what I was doing anymore. Was I with her because of the laptop or because I wanted to be? Probably both. Seeing her happy like a child, I felt happy too. So I thought, let it be. Let's go wherever she wants. I decided to go along with her.
Carry me on your back, I have tired legs.
She made a childishly persuasive face. I frowned.
If you don't want to carry me, that's fine.
Who said I don't want to?
She immediately jumped onto my back, giggling. I felt choked up, but didn't dare to say anything.
Why are you so heavy?
Beautiful people have good figures.
Oh boy, I've had it with this girl.
She playfully held my chin, tilted my head up, and commanded,
Forward, my steed.
Ah, what are you doing, little girl? Let go of my head, I'm choking, I'll get you for this.
But she kept doing it, ignoring everything I said. She continued ordering,
Go.
The shoes in your bag are hitting my chest, it hurts, I said. She yelled.
Let me down.
I thought, finally free. Oh, what a relief. So teen-like, I'm even a year younger than her, but never this teen-like. Again she yelled.
Hold these for me.
And she handed me her bag and shoes. Oh boy.
Bend down.
She yelled while jumping onto my back. What the heck? This mischievous girl, if I had known, I would have just eaten that bowl of snail noodle soup.
Why is my luck so bad? I should have just left earlier.
Then you would lose your laptop, huh? And she laughed contentedly.
You think that's why I'm with you?
Yes, what about it?
Well, yes, it's true, no problem.
Haha, liar.
Since I was young, being from LA.
Why only say it now?
No one asked.
Where in Los Angeles are you from?
Can you stop calling me you?
Just answer.
Orange Country.
She laughed loudly and said,
Don't know it.
So we just keep walking like this? What time is it?
Her laughing loudly again.
Don't know.
I'm at a loss with this girl, I said, annoyed.
Hey, little girl, you know I haven't eaten anything, right?
She immediately jumped down.
Oops, I forgot. Let's go eat something more.
Eat again? More eating?
Yes, you're hungry.
No, I'm not eating. My clothes are all wet.
So what?
I can see what color your undershirt is now.
What color?
How bold is this girl?
You're wearing a black undershirt, and I guess the underwear is the same.
She looked at me with surprise.
I didn't know. It's your fault.
What now, young lady?
Question mark?
You know what color my underwear is. I want to know too.
Ah, what's with her? I thought she was calling out for something else.
I beg you.
She laughed again, pointing at me.
Oh, how can you be so naive? I'm sure this is your first time in love, right?
Naive? Naive, but I know what color your undershirt is? Naive. Naive, but I know what color your undershirt is.
Frowning.
Let's just go to a street-side eatery and have a feast.
I sighed and gave in. In the eatery, because of hunger, we just ate without talking much. But this time I managed to beat her to paying the bill. After leaving the eatery, I asked a taxi driver,
Excuse me, could you tell me the time, please?
Since it was raining, I had left my phone in Yen's bag, so I had to ask for the time. The taxi driver said, It's 8:30 p.m., young man. Do you need a ride? I can take you both. That taxi driver, saying it while looking at someone's legs.
Let's keep going, shall we?
She pulled my hand, ignoring my rambling.
Aren't you cold?
I am.
I only have one shirt.
I don't mind, your shirt is wet too.
Fine then.
Have you never been in love or watched a romantic movie?
Proudly bluffing. Proudly bluffing.
Watched plenty, loved plenty.
And you still don't know what to do?
I got her hint. She probably wanted me to hug her.
What, are you crazy? Hug while walking.
Then let's find a place to sit. There's a bus stop right there.
This time I had really gone too far. Did I actually have to hug her? Actually, I kind of liked the idea, but I had never hugged anyone before, oh dear. She ran ahead to the bus stop to wait for me to slowly catch up. I sat there shivering, then suddenly realized we'd lost the umbrella. Hey, where's the umbrella?
I don't know, you had it.
Oh no, I must have left it at the tree.
Never mind, we're all wet anyway.
Why is this rain lasting so long?
The longer the better, right?
Won't your parents be worried if you're out late?
Don't you pay attention at all? I told you when we met that I'm from Utah and working here. My parents are back in the countryside. I live here with some distant relatives, but I have to pay for my room every month. The couple I live with doesn't care whether I come home early or late.
I see.
And you're also living in a rented place, right?
I'm staying at a friend's place in Tuyet, in Tansa, Tuyet.
Hey, I don't know that place.
Why don't you come over there tomorrow?
I'm not sure yet.
Why not? Are you busy tomorrow?
No, I'm not busy, but I have some things to take care of.
All right, some other time then.
We sat in silence for about 5 minutes. Suddenly, she leaned her head on my shoulder.
Hey, are you listening?
Yes, I'm here.
I have HIV, you know.
Yeah, you've mentioned it twice already. This is the third time.
Silence again. Neither of us spoke for a while. After a few minutes, I broke the silence. Aren't you cold?
I'm not.
Okay.
You want to hug me, right?
Whoa, I didn't mean that at all.
No, not at all.
Put your arm around my shoulder. Pull me close to you.
Oh no, this girl is really pushing me into doing it. Oh no, this girl is really pushing me into doing it.
You're not cold, though.
Sure enough,
Just do it quick before I scream.
I did as she asked. She closed her eyes, resting her head against my scrawny shoulder.
Why are you so thin?
Yeah, I weigh 53 kilos.
I'm 49.
Both of us laughed. After the laughter came a prolonged silence. I didn't know what I was doing anymore. My hand gently touched her forehead. Thankfully, she didn't have a fever. I gently moved a few strands of her hair behind her ear. My hand was trembling slightly, making her giggle and say,
Why are you so naive? I'm sure this is your first time falling in love, right?
I don't know why I was so nervous and ended up saying that. I don't know why I was so nervous and ended up saying that.
Yes.
Me too.
Thinking to myself, she's probably bluffing. She must have been through many relationships.
Don't you believe me?
Yes, I do.
I think so too.
Everyone thinks so.
But I'm telling the truth. You're my first love.
What?
I was confused because she said it with a nasal voice, making it hard to understand. It took me a few seconds to realize.
Okay.
Believe me.
Yes, I believe you.
Hug me tighter, and I'll tell you more about myself.
How should I hug? Like this, or should I turn to face you?
She laughed loudly and said,
Just hug like this, but closer and tighter.
Like this?
Tighter.
Okay, is this okay?
Perfect, thank you. You're the first man who has ever hugged me like this.
I thought to myself, not sure whether to believe her or not. Her and I fell silent again for a few minutes. The rain slowly became a drizzle. She looked up at me with her eyes gently opening. Suddenly, she pushed my hand away from her shoulder.
Hey, I want to lie down on the bench and rest my head on your lap so I can see your face.
Are you crazy? What if someone comes by?
So what? She did it anyway, without care.
I had no choice but to go along. At that moment, I got a clear view of her face for the first time. She was truly beautiful, fair skin, brown eyes, chestnut-colored long hair, and naturally red lips. Suddenly she said,
Hey, I will love you forever, but you, just for tonight, okay?
Actually, I was only slightly moved. I didn't think it was love. Actually, I was only slightly moved. I didn't think it was love.
Okay.
She gazed at me for a long time, then closed her eyes. Hey, you probably think I'm easy and flirty, right? She said.
Yes, you've made me think that.
Don't say anything and just listen to me.
Okay.
See, you just talked again.
Me totally in silence. She closed her eyes and placed my hand gently on her cheek.
Don't ask why I love you. I love the rain so much. Ever since you walked into the hotel and talked to us and then to me, I liked you. You remind me of the rain. I bet no one has ever told you that, right? I thought this rain brought you to me.
Wow, that's so romantic. Hard to believe, actually.
I'm an only child. My dad was a military doctor and my mom was too. Before I was born, my dad contracted HIV due to an occupational accident. He didn't know until he donated blood for a charity event, and by then, my mom was already pregnant with me. That was 19 years ago. We were living in Hadong, near the 103 hospital. My mom told me that my dad was devastated. He couldn't face his colleagues anymore and decided to leave the military because of the gossip. Our family moved to the south for a while before settling in Utah when I was 4.
When I was old enough to understand that I carried this century's disease, the neighbors and friends started shunning me. I was ostracized by the kids and adults alike until I turned 15 and moved to Hanoi for high school, with my parents' reluctant consent.
Our family was poor. My parents had left their profession to become farmers. In my 3 years of high school, they had to send money every month. I remember it started with 1.5 a month, then 1, 2, and eventually just 1. I had to work part-time at some bars to earn extra for my school fees and my medication. I only dared to visit home once a year. The longing for my parents slowly faded amidst the struggles of life. I kept smiling, pushing forward. Do you think I'm brave?
When I worked at the bar, I met all sorts of people, good and bad. That place taught me everything school never could. And I think you've noticed that in the way I talk.
Love was something I never dared to dream of. You know why?
This disease doesn't allow one to love, but I've fallen for you so quickly. I'm sorry I'm not like other girls. I don't have much time, so I ignored your thoughts. I didn't care what you thought about me. Good or bad.
Do you know? You're the first person I've ever revealed my secret to. I gambled with fate once and I won. My prize is you, well, not really you, but this evening spent with you. If after hearing me out, you had pushed me away and screamed, do you know what I would have done? I would have run into the street and thrown myself in front of a car.
Thank you for not doing that.
Hey, I'm 19 years old this year. You study HIV/AIDS, so you know how long I have left to live, right? Tell me.
Yes, I know. Don't worry. If you take your medication regularly, you'll be fine. You'll live a long life like anyone else.
Her looks at me and smiles faintly. Liar, I have this disease and I don't know it. It's okay. You don't have to tell the truth.
Okay, but don't think too much about it. Live happily like just now.
Do you really want me to live like that?
Yes, if you live like that, your illness will recede.
Her eyes filled with sadness.
Yes, I do live like that.
After she shared her story, I didn't ask anything more. Perhaps this was the most distracted I've been, with so many thoughts about her illness, but I completely stopped asking her any more questions. I sat in silence, looking across the street at a house that had closed its doors. I gently kissed her forehead and said,
Yen, we've been sitting here for almost an hour, and the rain has stopped now.
I'm feeling sleepy.
You can't sleep. You asked me to go out for a walk tonight.
Then carry me, and I will walk.
This time I willingly carried her on my back. We both were as wet as drowned rats, carrying each other along the sidewalk, drawing curious glances from passersby.
Hey, I'm so happy.
Actually, I wasn't even sure if that was true, but I just responded that way.
Me too.
I'm really happy. Let's go where there are more people. Let them see. Tonight, I'm the happiest person, being carried by my boyfriend, walking in the rain with him, and even having dinner with him too.
I laughed and shouted loudly.
Okay, anything you want tonight.
It's almost 10 p.m. Let's keep going until morning.
No, you need to rest.
I can rest on your back, or don't you want to carry me? Let me walk then.
It's not that. I'm worried you'll catch a cold from the rain.
I'll be fine.
Then let's spend the night together.
Oh my, spend the night with you. You haven't married me yet.
What are you talking about? I mean, let's keep going together through the night.
Silly, I was just joking.
We stopped talking then, and I carried her through the bustling crowd, unconcerned about what others might think. At that moment, the most important thing to me was her smile. As long as I could make her happy, make her laugh, and compensate for what she had lost, I was willing to do anything. We walked until we reached a tree with lights where a couple was taking photos. I knew immediately she would want us to take a photo too.
Use my phone, it has a flash.
Okay, but if we stand back like that couple, we won't be able to capture the whole tree.
Okay.
The first photo we took cut off half of our heads. She laughed loudly.
Haha, look like two half-headed ghosts.
Let me take it.
1, 2, 3. Out of 3 shots, 2 were good, 1 was spoiled.
Let's ask that couple over there to take our picture.
Excuse me, sir. Would you mind taking a photo of us?
3. Done!
This one looks great.
Send it to my phone.
No?
Why not?
After tonight, forget about me.
Normally I would have protested, but for some reason I just agreed quietly.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
I carried her from one street to another until my back ached terribly. I guess it must have been around 1 or 2 in the morning by then.
Hey, let's go back to the hotel.
I started to think absurdly.
Why? Which hotel?
Let's go back there so you can rest, the hotel where I work.
I was really tired by then.
Okay, that works.
No need to carry me anymore. I want to walk.
I was secretly relieved.
So prideful yet shy.
You always make me feel embarrassed.
Embarrassed with me? I'm your girlfriend.
I'm not so sure about that.
I instinctively took her hand and we walked together. A couple in silence, hand in hand, walking down the now deserted street. On the long walk back to her hotel, she sang innocently like a child, while I walked beside her in silence, occasionally laughing and sneaking glances at her. Back at the hotel, she handed me the laptop, showed me into a room on the 4th floor, and said, "Go inside. Wrap yourself in a towel and give me your clothes to wash and dry.
And you?
Me too? What, should I stay with you in the room?
No, that's not what I meant.
Hurry up then.
Okay, just wait a minute.
I'll wait on the bed.
After changing, I came out, her laughing loudly, making me blush. Why are you so thin?
I'm going downstairs, you rest.
Lying on the bed, I pondered over the events of the day.
I thought about everything she said, about my feelings for her. Was it love? And if it was love, what would become of us? Where would it lead? I've always been a deep thinker. Lying there for less than an hour, she came back with my clothes and whispered in my ear.
Now I also know what color underwear you wear.
Me feeling awkward but trying to respond.
Do you say those things to everyone?
Yes, but not everyone knows what color I wear underneath like you do.
I didn't know what to say anymore. I went into the bathroom, got dressed, and came back out. She jumped onto the bed and said,
Let's sleep, my dear husband. Huh, sleep with you.
Yes, husband and wife sleep together. Are you scared? I can tell by your face, and you said you've been in love many times.
What did I say?
You said you've had many loves.
I'm still a virgin.
Her laughing loudly. Me too, dear husband. I didn't know what more to say.
Come on, get into bed quickly.
All right, but I'll sleep on the floor, and you take the bed.
She demanded.
No, I don't like that. Get up here now.
But,
She said with a stern look.
But what?
all right, I understand.
I cautiously sat on the bed. She then grabbed my neck, pulling me down onto the bed, lying on top of me.
What are you doing?
Her laughing again. Look at you.
You know, this is beyond my wildest imagination.
I was just kidding, let's sleep, don't touch me.
I breathed a sigh of relief. Oh, that was close. I lay awake watching her sleep. In her sleep, she looked like an angel. So beautiful. I realized I was captivated by her innocent beauty, her bold and insightful personality. Could it be that I had fallen in love with her? After that, I fell asleep without realizing it. When I woke up, it was already morning. I was startled and got up, only to find she was no longer beside me. Looking around, where was she? There was a note at the head of the bed. I picked up the note and read,
I'm sorry I didn't wake you up. Thank you for letting me love you. Oh, I hand-washed your clothes yesterday. Luckily, I didn't use the machine or the USB, and money in your pocket would have been ruined. I put the money back in its place, and the USB is in your laptop bag. And I also dried your phone and left it in the outer pocket of your laptop bag. Hey, forget about last night and forget about me, okay? I'm leaving now. Don't try to find me. I will love you forever.
What was happening to me? My hands trembled holding the note. A profound sense of emptiness overwhelmed me. I sat down in silence. I hurriedly got up, got dressed, and went down to the reception desk, hoping to still see the angel in the red owl dye standing there. But no. Looking around, I couldn't find her anywhere. I frantically asked the reception staff in a very agitated and panicked manner. Why? Why wouldn't anyone tell me about her? Were they hiding something from me, or did they genuinely not know? I tried asking her colleagues, the HR department, and even the hotel director about her. But life is like that. A veil of darkness fell before my eyes, and I couldn't find a single clue about her beyond her name, hometown, and date of birth provided by the hotel director. Wandering aimlessly outside, Seeing that chair where she had sat beside me, I suddenly remembered she had called me. I quickly checked my phone for missed calls. What's this? No missed calls? I realized she had deleted her number from my phone. Stepping out of the hotel, tears rolled down my cheeks. Sitting down at a tree on the sidewalk like a lost soul, watching the busy traffic. Phone ringing. Hoping it was her. The phone rang. I hastily checked it. My adopted sister at Palo Alto. The screen showed Jenny Chang. Not wanting to answer, but having not returned home last night, I picked up.
Hello, it's me.
Why didn't you come home last night? Dad kept asking about you.
Sorry, I missed the bus.
Where are you right now? You sound different.
I'm at hotel. I'll be home soon.
Come home. The family is waiting for you for lunch.
Okay, I know.
I sat there watching the stream of people pass by, then another call. Another adopted sister at Tuyet. She is the elder one. Lisa Liam.
Hello, it's me.
Where are you? Why didn't you come home last night?
I had some late business. Missed the bus. It was raining, you know?
Come home, okay? Dad was really looking forward to seeing you yesterday. We'll wait for you for lunch and play chess later.
Okay, I know.
After sitting for another 15 minutes, I stood up and headed to the bus station, my mind still racing with thoughts about her and how I could find her address. It took almost an hour to get back to Tuyet. As I reached the crossroads near home, Mr. Cook, the local motorbike taxi driver, came over and asked me all sorts of questions before taking me home. The family saw me like a soulless wanderer. Mr. Cook signaled them, and no one else asked anything. I lay down on my bed until Jenny and Lisa returned from school. Weeks later, I asked my cousin who works in security to visit the hotel again to inquire about Yen, but the result was the same. Apart from her name, hometown, and date of birth, I couldn't find anything else. I still remember my cousin telling me,
The hotel director said she had connections that got her the job, but not through him, through the HR department.
And of course my cousin had inquired with the HR department, but no one claimed responsibility. Was this all her preparation? Had she done everything so that I could not find her? It made sense. She was always smart and insightful, just like when I first met her. To this day, it's been quite a while since I've had any news about that girl. She was right. It seems the summer rain had brought us together. But after the rain, when the sky cleared, was when she left me. To this day, I still don't understand what made her love me. I can only chalk it up to fate. Her, the girl who passed through my life so swiftly yet left the deepest impressions and memories. Every street, every eatery, every tree, they all hold memories that can never be erased from my heart. HIV/AIDS robbed her of her childhood, her happiness, and threatened her life. But she remained innocent, joyful, and strong. She loved and accepted to bear the pain alone. The truth is, I can't forget her. Every time I receive a call or text from an unknown number, I hope it's her. I'm reminded of a song by Lionel Richie. 'Cause I wonder where you are, and I wonder what you do. Are you somewhere feeling lonely, or is someone loving you? Tell me how to win your heart, for I haven't got a clue. But let me start by saying I love you. Every day that passes, I keep asking myself about her life, and keep hoping that one day I will see her again. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, the thing I regret the most is that I never got to tell her I love you, even if that feeling might not have existed in me.